David was a very out there creator.
He was an artist and a genius who always made the time to be kind to everyone around him.
Everything that he is in this film is what you want him to be.
He really became a hero to me.
You're him, aren't you? You're the Goblin King.
My dad, he really wanted somebody that was a music star and somebody that was smart enough and confident enough as a performer to kind of play a role that is kind of making fun of themselves. You know, Jareth as the Goblin King is basically living like the overly flamboyant, fabulous rock star. He was confident that David was the best choice.
This film would not be the same without him. If you think of any other performer in that role, nope, not the same.
There are only a few people you would think of, and David was immediately the one we wanted. I said, if you like the script on something like this, would you consider being Jareth and singing and writing the songs for him and so forth? And David liked the whole thing from the beginning.
Jim gave me a complete free hand. He allowed me to say what I wanted, write the things that I wanted.
You remind me of the babe. Babe with the power. Power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe.
I was there when David came with the first demo tracks. Usually a songwriter for a movie, they plunk the melody out on a piano and they sing along, and it's a demo track. It's just there's not much there. And David had just come from New York, and he had these fully produced tracks, and he had the Harlem Choir singing the backup, and he had done them so quickly. He was really letting David own that sound. He loved it. He loved it. David was just like my dad. He was also crazy workaholic and worked so hard. And then the interesting thing for David coming on the movie, he had a great time, and it was almost like he was on vacation. You could tell that he was used to being so busy that doing a movie, which for everybody else, it's a long day, but you do one or two scenes. You know, for him, it was like, ooh, it was like a period, like he could kind of relax and just have fun. He had sort of a wicked, naughty sense of humor, which was great, because my dad had a wicked, naughty sense of humor.
If he says hoodoo, and you do.
Every afternoon he'd go to the pub when we'd wrap. There's a studio pub, and David would always go and have a beer with the crew, and the crew really loved him. He and Jennifer got along really well.
I was aware of who David Bowie was. There were kids in my school who were more sophisticated than me, I think, who were more familiar with his music, which was probably a good thing, because I probably would have found it really difficult had I really been a huge fan at that time. So while I knew his music, I wasn't quite that cool yet at 14. He was kind, he made me feel very much at home, he was supportive.
She's a really good actress, and she's a pleasure to work with. One forgets that she's just 14 years old, and she's really very mature.
You know, his expressions are uniquely David. Everything is uniquely David. And then when you start talking to him, you totally can feel the heartbeat of the artist that's in there, and you can see the soul. How can somebody seem like they are the most exotic person you've ever met and the most grounded and the most there person you've ever met? And that's just, it's delightful to be around somebody like that. He really appreciated how out there it all was.
My daughter, who's 4, loves him very much. Sometimes she'll say things like, "Isn't it sad David Bowie won't get to make any more music for us to listen to?" Yes, it is sad, Agnes. We went to Notre Dame, and we were lighting candles for people. And I asked Agnes, "Who do you want to light a candle for?" And she said, "I want to light a candle for David Bowie." There you go.